So what is the best mechanical pencil that you can buy? Well, best is kind of hard to actually, say. Like, I can't just say, oh, this one's the best or this one's the best, because to me, everybody has different usages. Like, what are you going to be doing with it? So I'll try to go over each of these pencils and help you make a decision, maybe. And yeah, because they're all good at different things. Because if you're going to be taking notes, you're going to be drawing, drafting, writing a different language, whatever it may be, there's probably a pencil within these 12 to, that you will like. The way I narrowed it down, because I know there's hundreds and like thousands of different pencils you can buy online, like Amazon, Jet Pens, whatever it may be. There's just too many. So I couldn't speak about any other pencils that I haven't tried, because maybe those might be better. I don't know. But before I was looking for a pencil and trying to find the best one, I watched almost every single YouTube video imaginable about pencils and read almost every single Reddit post on r/mechanical pencils that you could find. If you look one up, I probably read it already. And same with every article I've skimmed through and I looked through, and these are the 12 that popped up the most, right? So I decided to just buy all of them to see which one the best is. And spent way too much time on it, but yeah. So the first group, these are all drafting pencils, meaning they're used for drafting. I forget what drafting is, but it has something to do with drawing straight lines and using rulers. So the first one is the Graphgear 1000. It's by Pentel, and these are all 0.5 millimeter, by the way. And well, it's a good pencil, but I don't find myself using it as much as these ones here, because for one, the grip is kind of bad. It has a mix of rubber and metal, and both of them are kind of mediocre. The rubber is not grippy. The metal's not that, not rigid. Doesn't really stick to my fingers, kind of slips around. You can see it. And other than that, it's a good pencil. This is one of the most popular drafting pencils I've seen, and I think for a good reason, because it has a lot of features. Like, for example, there's a retractable tip, which I think is pretty cool. So it does damage when, it's in your backpack or something. But I think it's okay. I just think it's okay. I mean, writing, these all write well, and they'll all probably write around, the same. So if you want, and also I don't like the aesthetics. It just kind of looks like those like trypophobia thingies. Anyways, next pencil is the younger brother, the Graphgear 500. And I think this is better. I think for your money, and I'll put the price of each of these pencils up on the screen, but in terms of money, I think this is about $6, even cheaper probably some other places. And it has a better weight distribution than this, to be honest. I think there's too much weight in the back, so it kind of feels like something's kind of like, it's like a little anchor on the back of your hand. But this one, all of the weight is shifted towards the metal end. All this is plastic, but it doesn't feel like cheap plastic either. But this is a really good metal, and the grip is very nice. It's much better than this, and especially the tip. This, what I noticed with Pentel is they make their tips are really strong, and I've dropped this many times, and yeah, it never broke. It's still working good. And overall, for $6, I think this is one of the best pencils you can buy at this price point. The next one is the legendary Rotring 600. This is one of the most popular mechanical pencils that when I was reading through different articles and different people's top fives in random comment sections, I think this one popped up the most. There wasn't like a list I've seen that doesn't have this in their top 5, and for me, it definitely is in my top 5 because there's one thing that sets this pencil apart from all these other ones. It's the build quality. And since the build quality is so good, I think that is one of the main appeals to the Rotring 600, because other than that, it has no real crazy features or anything, but just the build quality alone makes it a top tier pencil, like one of the best. And also, one problem with this pencil is the tip, because since the weight is so heavy that if you were to drop this from about sitting height even, it's gonna break, it's gonna bend. And if you've been on, or if you go on the r/mechanical pencils on Reddit, and you can see how many people always bend their lead sleeves on their Rotring 600s. It's actually very common. You see it pretty often, which sucks, because when you bend it, you have to buy a replacement tip, which is $13. And I don't know if you want to spend that kind of money just in case this one might break. Like, this alone is already $30, which is a lot of money for a pencil. But in my opinion, I think it's worth it, because once you feel this one, it's kind of like the quality of others are not as good. Like, they don't stack up to the Rotring as well, in terms of weight and overall build quality. Other than that, there's a lead sleeve indicator to show you which lead it's on. I'm using 2B right now, and the eraser, it's just a standard eraser that comes with the pencil, and that's about it for the Rotring 600. If you're somebody that's gonna write a lot, I don't think this is the pencil for you, because writing with metal or like a knurled grip like this, like knurled as in the texture's kind of like gritty, but more, it's like diamond shaped. I don't know if the camera could pick that up, but like little diamond shaped grooves, and it helps with the grip a lot. But if you're somebody that's gonna be doing like short writing sessions, not too long, like I write this for an hour, and then maybe my hand will start feeling a little tired, but it's not unbearable or anything. But I think this is good if you're gonna draw, or maybe doing calculus like me, doing math. I like doing math with this pencil. The next pencil is another pretty decently well-known pencil, the Staedtler 925-35. That's what it's called, but it's just the 925 series, because I think the 35 is the all black one, which I have right now. And I've used this for a couple weeks, and I cannot find a single flaw on this. This pencil is basically the whole package. I still think the Rotring is superior as a pencil, but it comes very close, and it's half the price. like 15, 16 bucks. And there's no flaws in this pencil. The grip is really grippy, even more so than the Rotring. It has very small grooves, and it feels like a nail filer. That's what it feels like. And I'm somebody who has sweaty hands sometimes when I write, and this keeps its grip no matter what. And the aesthetics of it, it's very nice. I think this is aluminum. If it's not, feels like aluminum, but it's metal. It has a metal body, and I believe the tip right here is plastic, but it feels cold, you know, it feels good. And another thing, which is kind of irrelevant, but it sounds good, I like the cap noise when you pull it off. I think it's really satisfying. And it also comes with, this is a thing you put into the lead sleeve if there's ever a jam, the pin cleaner. And honestly, none of these pencils have ever jammed for me. So I think that's just a testament to that they're very reliable, all of these pencils. And that's the Staedtler 92535. And finally, the next pencil is the Pentel Smash. This, it looks weird, I'll be honest. It looks like a weird pencil. I was skeptical to buy it at first because people were saying that it's good. I think if anything, this pencil is the most comfortable for writing overall, because it's, yeah, I don't know, this grip, it doesn't really have grip, but it's like oddly comfortable. And the weight is, it's all plastic. There's no metal parts except for the lead sleeve, which comes standard, but it's just plastic. But it just feels good to write in. If I were to go to like taking notes, I go with this one because it's light, doesn't fatigue the hands. I could write for hours, if anything, and it's, I don't know, it's a good pencil to write with. This cap is kind of weird. It has this like springy looking thing, but the other good thing is the eraser is pretty long, so I've used about that much, and I still have a long way to go. And in terms of smoothness, I also think this is one of the smoothest pencils that I have, even when compared to like the Rotring or the Staedtler. I think still this is the smoothest for some reason. And right now on Amazon, I think it's about $8, so it's a really good deal. It's almost the same price as this. This one's just a little cheaper, and yeah, that's the Pentel Smash. I think it's really good. And if you're if you take notes or looking for a pencil to write a lot with, I think this is the way to go. So this next group of pencils is just miscellaneous, just some random ones. Mostly Pentel. See, there's a Kerry, Twist Erase, and the P207. This one is the Tombow Monograph Shaker. I'll start with this one first. So to start, this pencil, I think, is also ideal for writing. It feels really good when writing. There's no fatigue. It has these very subtle, grooves on the side of the grip. It's not really grip, it's just plastic, but it feels good to write with. And the build quality is plastic, so it's not cheap plastic either. But the only like flimsy part I think is the clip, but it honestly doesn't bother me that much. And this is also a shaker pencil, meaning, see how it says lead lock? So this is on, meaning when I shake, oh, that lead was already out, but try it again. When I shake, no lead comes out. If I turn it off, push it down, push out lead. I mean, the shaker mechanism is pretty useless to me. I hate shakers, but I mean, I don't hate shakers, but I just don't see the point in them because one, during class, it's just gonna be a nuisance because you're gonna be shaking around like an idiot. Everyone's gonna hear that. But if you're home, I guess fine, but it's still a good pencil. It has a very good weight. Very well balanced. I think it's more heavy towards the writing side, the lead sleeve side. And also this is another plus. It has a really long eraser. But the one thing I don't like about this eraser is like it's kind of just stuck in there. There's no really mechanism to hold it in place. Like for example, the twist erase. The eraser has some sort of groove, and then it goes into this thing. Drop it, and I think this is more sturdy, but I've had really problems with the eraser, but that's just one little, nitpick I found. But overall, if you like the aesthetics of this pencil, I think it looks really unique and it looks cool. I think you should get it, especially for writing. This is very comfortable for writing. The next pencil is the Pentel P200 series, or I have the P207, but they have P205, P203, I think P204, I'm not sure. But this is a very popular pencil because, I mean, it's been around for a really long time for a good reason, because this thing never breaks. If it breaks, that means you're trying to break it, but other than that, this metal part, it's one body, so if you drop it, it's not gonna bend like the Rotring. And the mechanism, okay, I don't know, just set that aside, but the mechanism is really reliable. This pencil hasn't jammed on me once, and it's really comfortable to write with, even though there's no grip. I mean, there's kind of some grooves here, but I don't think they do anything. But it's really slim. It's a really slim pencil, and I think I ran out of lead. But it's very comfortable to write with, and I've used this all throughout my senior year of high school, and it's already been like a year and a half. I've had this, no problems. Written with it for hours, super comfortable. So if you want a classic, timeless pencil that's cheap, I think it's $10 for two, so 5 each. I think it's cheaper than the Graphgear 500. This is probably unbeatable at this price range. The Graphgear 500 is good, but I think this pencil is better, slightly. They're both good pencils. Depends on what you want. If you're looking for grip, then go with the Graphgear 500. But other than that, I think this grip is fine, because the material, the plastic, it's kind of grippy. So the next pencil, it's also Pentel. It's the Twist Erase 3. I think it doesn't say here, but it's the Twist Erase 3. I think I got this. This is a very, you could get this everywhere. At your local Staples, Office Depot, wherever supply store you go to. And I think I got the wrong point lead size, but I've had plenty of these in the past for all throughout high school. I think I had a 0.5, but I lost it. It didn't break. And this is also very reliable. This never jams. Also has a good grip. Has some rubbery. It's not too too slippery or too grippy. It's a good in between. And the biggest plus upside to this pencil is the eraser. This eraser is insane for how long it'll last. And also it comes with refills. I think comes with 2 refills. This clip is good. It's metal. Does the job. But I don't really use clips because I have a backpack. And overall, if you need an eraser, if you're the guy that uses the back of the eraser a lot, I recommend this one, the Pentel Twist Erase 3. Even more so than the Monograph shaker. And last but not least, we have, this is the Pentel Kerry. And the first thing you notice is that it has a cap, which makes it really unique. There's not really much pencils on the market that have a cap, so this is good if you want to carry in your pocket, hence the name Kerry. And this is probably, if not my most favorite pencil, yeah, this is probably one of my favorite pencils out of all of them, because it's just so unique, and the design is, I don't know, it looks really good to me, and the quality feels nice. It's not all metal, nor is it, you know, that heavy, but it feels good. Nothing feels cheap. I mean, the cap is all metal. I think this is metal. All of this is metal except for this part. And not only is it good build quality, it writes really well. I would say it's almost as smooth as the Pentel Smash, and it has a really good balance. And this is one of my go-tos, and it's a daily driver for me. Every time I go to class, I'll pull this out, or if not, I'll use one of the other ones, but this one I use the most. And just having a cap is really satisfying to me. I like, you know, fidgeting around with it. And the funny thing is, I didn't even know this thing had an eraser for like 2 weeks. And then I thought I was gonna break it if I pulled this, but actually pull out this eraser right here, which is pretty cool. And just the overall aesthetics of this is perfect for me, and the balance is really nice, and the writing, and overall, if you're somebody that, you know, if you like how this looks, and you want something that's reliable, pocket friendly, comfortable to write with, there's nothing wrong with this pencil that I could find, honestly. This is a flawless pencil as well. And that's it for this group. And finally, we have this weird group that I can't even categorize. It's just some random pencils I have left over. And we'll start off with the unique Kuru Toga. I think this is the Roulette version. Yeah, it's the unique Kuru Toga Roulette. And to be honest, I've read a lot of good things about this. A lot of people were saying, wow, this is the best pencil, or the mechanism is really nice. Because if you don't know what a Kuru Toga is, basically, if you pay attention to that little orange circle, as I push down on the tip, it's gonna disappear, and then it's gonna come back, meaning that every time you write, basically, it's gonna keep your pencil sharp at all angles. But this mechanism doesn't seem to work very well, because when I write, the angle I write at makes it that even though it's spinning, it's still dull on one side. So the sharpness doesn't really work that great. I mean, it still works, but I just find it to be a little gimmicky. Many people disagree, but that's just how I feel about it. But overall, it's a good pencil. Nothing crazy. I don't think the build quality is anything stellar either. It's just, I think this is metal or it's plastic, a mix of both. Most of it's plastic though, and yeah, even when you write, it's kind of it's not wobbly, but it just doesn't feel as solid as, for example, like one of these or just a normal pencil in general. But if you care like that much about sharp lines, I think this would be a good fit for you. Like, for example, I heard a lot of people that write kanji or Japanese, whatever, they like this pencil because they're always doing strokes and they need to keep it nice and neat. So if you're obsessed with like keeping, using the sharp side of the lead, then by all means get this. But I still think it's a good pencil. Just when compared to like, the Kerry or whatever, I'll take this any day over this. But it's still solid. Yeah, that's the Kuru Toga Roulette. And this is probably one of the most unique pencils out of all of them. Not because of its features or anything, but it's because the material it's made with. This is, I believe it's all wood mixed with some, forgot, was it epoxy or resin? I don't know, it's mixed with something else. But it feels very woody. It feels woody. That's all I can say. It just feels like wood. It feels natural. It feels good. And it's very comfortable too. It kind of tapers towards the end, and it makes it really good for writing. And this is a very smooth pencil too. I'm using the stock lead it came with. I don't know what it comes with. Maybe HB, but I said I had 2B because I normally use 2B, but I think I'm still using the stock lead that it came with, and it's really smooth. And aesthetically, maybe I would have gotten a different color. Like maybe the light brown would have been more, would have been more my taste, but I still think this looks really good as a pencil. So, everything's good. It also comes with a cleaning pin, which is also a good plus. And everything else is very standard of this pencil. And overall, if aesthetics, if you like wood, this is like the main focus of buying this pencil, which would be it's wood. And also it's a great pencil. And last but not least, the Orenz Nero. To start off, the Orenz Nero is like Pentel's, I guess, flagship model for automatic pencils. It's very popular among pencil enthusiasts or whatever you call them. And I think the main selling point is the mechanism of this. So let me get a piece of paper. Okay, this is my calculus homework, but graded. So you can see that the lead sleeve. So let me retract all the lead. See how there's no lead sticking out? It's automatic, so meaning that I could just start writing and lead would appear, right? This happens because as the metal touches the paper, you see how it feeds lead. At first I thought, I don't really care for automatic pencils that much, but it's necessary for 0.3 millimeter lead because it's so thin, it will break, guaranteed. It doesn't matter how light of a writer you are. If you're using 0.3 millimeter lead, it's gonna break. Like here, let me show you. Let me push it twice, let me start writing. I didn't even use that much pressure and it just broke. And that's not ideal, so to negate this mechanism, works really well to fix that problem. And at the same time, it's pretty convenient. You know, there's no breaks in your writing. You don't have to go like this. I mean, it's not really a big deal, but it's pretty cool that they added that. And the eraser, standard. Oh, I think some lead fell out. Like I was saying, the eraser is pretty long. It's pretty good, and just standard. And one thing I don't like about this pencil though is sometimes this will kind of like feel scratchy because the metal needs to touch the paper in order to advance lead. But you get used to it. I got used to it and it doesn't really bother me anymore. Another thing is the clicking mechanism is, I mean, it's not meant to be a clicking pencil, so obviously, so I have like, you know, complaining about a clicking mechanism on an automatic mechanical pencil is kind of, you know, it doesn't make sense, but still, it just kind of, if you could hear that, it sounds very, it doesn't feel good to click either, but it's not like you're gonna be clicking much with this anyways, so. And if for transport, this thing retracts, which is ideal, because you don't want, because I don't take this in my backpack, because this thing's probably gonna break if I drop my backpack. This I could take to school though, but it kind of pops out sometimes randomly, so you have to make sure it's in there like tight, and then it's good. And overall, I think the Orenz Nero is a great buy, but it's also kind of expensive. I think it's around $28 on JetPens, which is a lot for a pencil, but you know, I think it is worth it. It has a good automatic mechanism, 0.3 millimeter. It comes in 0.2 as well as 0.5, but I think it's better for smaller leads because that's the point of this mechanism. And oh, I forgot the build quality. The build quality is, I was kind of disappointed when I felt this at first, because I thought after spending 30 bucks, I was gonna get some all metal, like heavy, like the Rotring 600, but it didn't come like that. It was, this feels more like plastic than anything. I think it's a mix of plastic and metal, but I'm not too mad about it. But if you want something for, it's good at taking notes, it's automatic, and it looks pretty sick, then get this. This is a good buy if you're willing to spend that much money on it. Yeah, that's about it. Hopefully you could make a decision based off of these, and yeah.